The cars included the Buick LaCrosse, Chevy Impala, Cadillac DeVille, Cadillac DTS, Buick Lucerne, Buick Regal, and Monte Carlo. GM says 8 crashes and 6 injuries are related to this recall. Defective switches in Chevy Cobalts, Saturn Ions, and other small cars have already been linked to 13 deaths and more than 50 crashes.
Americans, you better pay more in gas tax, because if you don't, the driving consequences could be dire. At least that's what the commanding opinion is from those who are proposing such a higher tax. Hey, recall remains the password among manufacturers, and Texas joins a list of states that perhaps should rethink this position on auto inspections. That and more. Put the pedal to the metal every week here on Midpoint. Welcome in the authority on everything automotive, as she is seen and heard nationally. Can be found every second of the day on her website, laurenfix.com. My good friend, the one and only car coach, Lauren Fix. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Lauren.
Can you hear me?
Hey, are you there?
I'm here.
I figured I might have insulted you. You were in your car or something. You scared me there.
No.
All right.
I'm here in Detroit learning more about new technology and trends.
Okay, so while you're in Detroit, then now you can tell us from Detroit. Here we go. 7 additional automakers recalling more than 3 million vehicles. Now it's on the airbags. Lauren, what's next?
Okay, this is with Takata. Now, Takata makes airbags for most of the manufacturers, all the Japanese manufacturers, including Chrysler and BMW, who are obviously not. So this is this is the second largest airbag manufacturer in the world. And they make these airbags here in the U.S. as well. However, their storage has been a problem. They're storing these airbags in moist warehouses, and believe it or not, these airbags are actually exploding on their own. This is a serious problem. 10.5 million vehicles during the past 5 years are being recalled. And these series of recalls are both passenger and driver's side airbags. And this is really deadly, because it's happening in high humidity regions of the United States. This is where the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration comes in and says, you know what, this is going to be called an action. I think this is more than an action. If you've got a vehicle that came from the South, maybe you live in the South, you've got a lot of moisture in the air, this is a very situation.
Is this just all part of what we're seeing, a recall for one thing, then the next, then the next? And is this something that now the organizations itself, the companies, the manufacturers are now saying, we need to start looking at every single little thing and find if there's anything we're missing?
To be proactive, and that's exactly from 2 cents. Well, many employers.
Okay, we're having some problems. Hang on a sec. We're going to reset again, because this is what happens on phones. But let me go ahead and just bring you up to speed on this a little bit. See, she's in Detroit. You never know. Detroit may be saying, be careful here, okay? In April and May of last year, several Japanese automakers, along with BMW, recalled a total of 3.6 million cars over the same defect. Now, this comes back again to these airbags, which were made by Takata, which is one of the world's top automotive supply firms. You heard Lauren talk about this. June 11th of this year, Toyota expanded the recall by 2.3 million vehicles. Now, if you take all these recalls in and you put them all together, look at what this means specifically just for one manufacturer. Just for GM alone, the old recall record was almost 31 million cars in all of 2004. Now we're 32 million halfway through 2014. General Motors has more than almost 18 million U.S. recalls. The problem that they're running into here now with these airbags is that, according to Honda and the folks there, these things are deadly. As you heard Lauren talk about, the company Honda is aware of more than 30 injuries and 2 deaths in the United States related to all of these Takata airbags. The consequences have been devastating here. They have people who have been caught with these airbags. So now you have General Motors, you have Honda, you have all the rest of these various manufacturers who are now looking at absolutely every single thing they can to find out what else they have to recall. And it makes us think that we have no idea what else is coming here, because quite frankly, if you buy a car right now, you would not be off the beam to be concerned about what it is, what's being manufactured, the components that go into it, and wondering if you're getting a safe vehicle. By the way, we're still trying to go ahead and connect with Lauren, so we'll tell you here in just a couple of minutes if we can. Hang tight with us, okay? Now, something else. We have discussed this already. The U.S. senators are wanting to hike gas tax. And we talked about this last week. The gasoline tax, for the first time since 1993, they want to bring it up 12 cents a gallon. They want to prevent a fund that pays for about half of the country's transportation projects from running out of money in August. There has been a tremendous amount of discussion about this as to whether or not it's worth it. Lauren, I know you are back with us now. We discussed a little bit about the airbags. This gasoline tax we're on to next, 12 cents a gallon additional. People are saying, is it really necessary? But isn't it a fact that it is because the infrastructure needs the money?
Well, yeah, actually, if you look at the roads and the bridges, and here in Detroit, the roads are absolutely horrible. New York, they're horrible. Most of the country, I see some really bad roadways, and they need the funds. Well, there's two parts to this. One, if they start collecting 12 cents over 2 years, that's a lot of money. And now, wait a minute, aren't CAFE standards supposed to go up so we have better fuel economy, which means we purchase less gasoline, and they want people to buy more hybrid vehicles and EV cars? So if you're doing that, that means less gasoline being purchased, less income coming in. So one part of it makes no sense to me, but this is what the administration is pushing. And on the other side, all the money that goes into your gas tax, a lot of it goes into a general fund. So we don't know what they're doing with that money. There's no documentation to prove that the money they're collecting is actually going into the roadways. So I think they should redirect some of the funds from their $1,000 toilets and their amazing lunches and vacations and put that into the roadways for the safety and the infrastructure of this country. Now, obviously, you got my opinion on that, but the fact is the proponents say, well, you know, what are we supposed to do? We'll just start charging for miles on hybrid and electric vehicles. May be true. But then those people are saying, well, then why am I buying this? Then it's going to cost me as much as a gasoline car. So, you know, you're putting the cart before the horse, which is very typical of this administration. And all these senators like to be the next one to say that, oh, we help save the roadways. But they have to look at, it costs us consumers money, and we just don't have the money. At 12 cents a gallon, that could cost you easily $10 to $20 more to fill up your vehicle, depending upon what you're filling it with.
I only got 20 seconds left here. Texas is the next state that no longer wants auto inspections. You don't need to have your car inspected. I see junkers on the road everywhere. Shouldn't we bring back inspections?
Right. In 1966, the Highway Safety Act said if the states want the money, then you do the state inspections. In 76, they said, don't worry about getting the money from us. Just do the inspections if you want. Many states have dropped it. And in 89, NHTSA said, you know what? We just look back at this, and cars that are unsafe on the road cause accidents. So the truth is, not having a state inspection is really not a smart choice.
Okay. Lauren, I don't think you can hear me. Can you? Okay. Guys in the control room, you're going to have to tell. There we go. Lauren, microphone is back. Little technical issues here and there. We're all out of time. Thank you very much, Doll. We'll talk to you next week.
Well, better signal next week.
You got that right. Thank you very much. See what happens? You know, little things happen. Lauren Fix, laurenfix.com. A whole lot more to come. It's just one of those things that we question, because every day on Midpoint, we question everything.